And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Friday or Friyay-Party stream. And you could be watching from anywhere around the country or the world or anywhere in the galaxy, coming to you from the spaceship studios in a galaxy far, far away. And also, there was a delay that occurred. There was an error that happened. So we it this stream the beginning of the stream was a bit delayed, but here we are now, and also I'll be switching over. All right, so when I had to go back and put my hat on, I had to go check the internet, then fix it, and come back here. So it did not happen all in one time. I just had to go and make sure everything was fixed, and here we are. So anyway, I hope everybody had a great week, and I hope that everybody has a good weekend, and some interesting stuff happened today and in general, and we'll be talking about that, and I'll play the game as I do, and I will talk about different things as time goes on. All right, so here we go. Everything's looking good. Scared. Alright, so we're going to get the game out and do that. Hello, Rebecca. Good to see you too. And hello, Dwayne. I hope that you and Sharon are having have a good dinner date. And I'm glad to see you here. It was a very hectic week over at the trial chat, and I believe the situation has been resolved, but I don't know if we're completely out the woods yet. There is some drama with that group, but it was interesting with trials as well. Regarding the trial wise, it was very interesting, and Darrell Brooks made a return. Darrell Brooks has returned to the center stage. Alright, so here's the game that I always play. And we'll just chill and talk while I do the game, and we'll talk about different things. Y'all know the drill. Alright. Here we go. Make sure everything's okay, everything's there. Great. Alright. Well, I'm glad. I feel very blessed that was able to. Okay, I'm glad to hear, Dwayne. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad she told me hello, and it was, you're welcome. Joyce, yes, it was an error on my end. There is an internet problem that I indirectly may have had an error that occurred that could have been preventable. But as I said, yes, my apologies for being a little bit late. It was an error on my end, but I got it fixed. I had the internet reset, but my grandparents are helping out, but they accidentally flipped a different switch, and basically it's okay. I went over and fixed it, and that is why I was delayed. You know, but it's not. It's just something. Look, I didn't have to have it reset because usually I have the internet reset before I do a stream to prevent any sort of connection problems. But look, it is okay. It was something, an error that on my end responsible for, but it is all good now. Thanks to everybody for the patience about it. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm gonna write in the chat what was going on. Okay. Hello, Toby. I'm glad to see you also. I'm glad to see you as well. All right. Getting everybody in here. Thank you, Rebecca. Scared. Scared. Yeah. And also, the good news is I got to see the cat my grandparents have, and I told them hello, and it was nice. My grandpa asked me, like, what was I doing this week? And I told him that I was doing, the trials. I was doing the trial chat, and he was telling me with some trials the person on the stand doesn't recall anything, and I said, absolutely, that's true. That's true. And he's telling me something. He's asking about the internet. I'm gonna tell him that it works and I'm live. Maybe he'll join us in the chat. Let's see. Go here. Okay. Hello, Joyce. Not Joyce. Yeah, I told you hello, but hello, Gloria. I'm glad that you're here also. Yeah, shout out to all of y'all. I'm glad that y'all are tuning in. And so, basically, as I said, there is a bit of an internet problem on my end, but I had it corrected. I take responsibility for it. It's all good. It's all good now. Okay, Joyce. I am. I understand your position. Thank you. All right. So Toby says that Cementelli closing lured me to sleep. Oh yeah. So basically, we're gonna talk about trials, and I want to say that Darrell Brooks has returned. Scared. Scared. Yeah, Darrell Brooks has returned. And that was a big deal because that was one of the trials that I was watching my first year at Law and Crime. That was one of the trials that I was watching in the beginning. And so it was interesting for me to see today. But one thing I want to point out is the elephant in the room. And one thing, I want to do something really quick. All right, I want to, something I want need to do right here. And it's going to be all good. I am just going to, but we're still talking about this, but yeah, so there's the closing that was very long, a very long closing during this trial. All right, going here. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Or bear with me, but yeah. So basically, the trial was very long closing. That's taking, 2 days plus. I think that it's absolutely ridiculous. And basically, it needs to not be as long. It's quite. I'm going to talk more about it in a moment. Okay, watch. Let's see. All right, I was sending my grandpa a link to the live stream. That's what took me a moment. All right. So I'm watching DB right now. Ah, okay. Toby says Darrell Brooks isn't fun now that he's using lawyers. Oh yeah, exactly. And basically, I think from what they're saying, I was at the trial and I was watching, but basically, what I was seeing earlier was that he took off. He fired his attorney, and he wants to do it himself. That may have been old news, or may have been something today. I was watching and paying attention, but that's something I heard later, and I'm like, wait a minute, scared. Yeah, and so, but yeah, I understand. It's like him with an attorney now. So the attorney that was in the room of because there's with Darrell Brooks, there's a Zoom call going on, and Darrell Brooks is not in the same room with Judge Doro. She's an amazing judge, and he is in a Timu warehouse with Timu boxes. And hello, Moki. Great. Oh, I'm glad you came here. I'm glad you're able to come. And so Darrell Brooks was there with his Timu boxes, and basically, with that situation, he was getting advice from his attorney about what to answer, not to answer, and she was being nice. But yeah, he was, and the whole time he kept hiding his face, and everybody was saying that his teeth got knocked out, and I'm like, his Timu teeth got knocked out. Oh, all right, we got Aaron. We got thank you, Moki. We got Lauren. We got Tasman. Hello, Tasman. Cheers to you, buddy. And Lauren says, "Hey y'all, I could only listen into the trials these last few days. That closing is going for days in the Monica trial." Okay, so the elephant in the room is about the trial with the Sementelli. And with Sementelli, she with what we call the semen trial, the prosecutor of the state, and she's known as a positive force in the trial. A lot of people like what she did, and the way, and some people don't like what she did. People think she's gone too far. But yeah, her deliberation is lasting for 2 days so far. 2 days so far, and y'all could correct me, but there's also more to come. There's still more, and she, as I said, I will say it's very talented in a way where she could pull off a filibuster. Because I remember back in when I was in civics class 10 years ago, when I was in high school in 2015, they were talking about coach that was a teacher. He was talking about the filibuster, and like you just keep talking and talking so a bill doesn't get passed. She would have been a great politician because that's what she's doing. She's doing like a filibuster. And yeah, as I said, I understand they don't want any questions because say like the jury's gonna have questions. She may not want people to have any questions. But basically, with the questions of, I don't know what questions they'll have because she's explaining everything. But yeah, it's going on for days and days. Not days and days, but it goes on for hours and hours. I pay attention to it, and she shows different slideshows. And I was kind of saying like a joke that there are Timu slideshows, but basically like what she was talking about, that what she was explaining was basic things about what was going on with her, the crime that she was an accomplice of or she had ordered, but Baker and did, and they're in cahoots with each other. And I hear you, Moki. I hear you, Moki. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. We can look into it later. All right. And so basically, she was talking about the shrine that Monica made. Basically, to put it in layman's terms, every single part of the case about why she is guilty. Yeah, and I think that the judge said there was no limit to her closing. And I kept on saying like 3 years later, 3 hours later, 300 years later. And also, Dwayne says, I saw his full teeth. All are there. Okay. Thank you, Dwayne. As I said, I saw the whole thing, and I think I saw the teeth, but I have was like, maybe there could have been some truth to it in some kind of capacity, but I don't really remember that standing out to me either way. And I think he's sending some sort of a signal to somebody by covering his mouth because his hand and fingers are fixed in place. He's like trying to sound like either trying to send a message to somebody, or he's showing some sort of a gang sign, or maybe some sort of a signal to somebody. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dwayne, for your insight. That's really appreciated. Yeah, a lot of the peeps are in here. And shout out to Tasman. And also, Toby was saying to Dwayne, I thought she did great up until lunch, but apparently she didn't want to wrap up and leave the jury without her presence on Monday because she was babbling at the end there. Hilarious chat. All right. Also, Lauren says to Rebecca, "Oh, sounds fun. I'm about to throw some stuff on the grill, crack beer, and watch some basketball. Very nice Friday for me." Oh, or Lauren, that sounds like a very fun Friday night. You know, I hope that you have a great time. It sounds like I am sure you will. That's very cool. So Tasman says, "Alien cheers, bro. Happy Friday." Well, thank you, Tasman. Thank you. Uh, Zero, we've been wondering where you were. Thank you for coming here. I'm glad that it's been a while since you've been around. I'm glad that you've been here. Schwab business lawyer is just like. Also, let's see. She yelled, "Scared." Rebecca, I have no idea. You really could make an argument for her. Me, instant girl. Seriously. Yeah, exactly. Great point, chat. Yes, Zero, that is true. I knew you'd come back because Stranded was wondering where you were, and I said he's fine. He's busy with the work he does, whatever, and with the immortal uh, obligations of the cursed immortal one. And she said it's good that he's doing good, and I knew you'd come back. I knew you're okay. Scared. The grandma sentencing, I didn't see that. Today, I did not go to the burned and beaten trial at all. I was so hyper focused on Darrell Brooks and Monica, and also another trial that I'm watching that I don't exactly see a lot of people at from this group is that there was this a group of people that were watching the Tay murder trial, the rapper trial. I've been watching it with Chalet and you. You has a longer name than that. It's just I call him you because the name I'm not quite sure how it's pronounced. Dwayne said with yesterday and today, Miss Silverman has been talking for 8.5 hours. I'm just I'm sure the jury has the toothpicks in their eyes getting them open. Hilarious, Dwayne. Hilarious. You see, I know, right? You feel it because it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Like the deliberating. I mean, the closing statement to take that long, and the jury is just barely there. Having the Timu toothpicks to keep their eyes open like it's a cartoon. It's like, what are we doing? It's like, I think we get the point, but at the same time, I understand they may want to say everything, but a philosophy is that to not say more than what needs to be said. Now, actually, there is a merch store already in existence. I just do not have the scared hoodie thing. But yes, yes, I will make this the scared hoodie. So thank you, Rebecca, for your support. And Toby said maybe somebody broke Brooks's nose. He kept fondling his nose, or maybe he wants to us to think that he broke his nose. Hilarious, Tasman. Is our planet threatened in those pesky meteors again? Oh, oh, yeah. I think there was something about that. We could go and look to see if there's any updates. But basically, with me though, in my view, the meteors are hitting my spaceship, and also on my planet there is a meteor problem. That is something that I know for sure. Oh, hello, Blue. Good to see you. I'm glad that you're ready to partay. Partay. Yeah, I acquire assistance zero. That's true. Toby says, I was pleased to learn that aliens had abducted dinosaurs before the meteor wiped them out. Somewhere in these galaxies, there are still dinosaurs. Yeah, there you go, because the aliens took some of the dinosaurs hostage. That's true. Dwayne says, Alien, I agree. His nose is the only thing that noticeably different. I do notice his nose. Ah, yeah, yeah. Maybe somebody punched him in the face, because everybody, as we were talking about his teeth, and it was hilarious with the trial. I remember A was there. Zero, yes, I'm in that. I'm. That is one of the locations that I am in as an alien. Yes, that is true. My home planet is Planet 10. The other planet, but there's other planets that I'm also on as well. And the one that I'm currently on is the one you described. Yeah, Beth is not done cooking. She's cooking a whole entire buffet. Scared. Scared. Yeah, and also, so what happened was, Tarsi, thank you. I recall being long AF. Yeah. Yeah, we got to get it all out. We have to get it all out. I have something amazing to say. I give the chat. Oh, I sunk. They sunk me immediately. Give the chat a shout out. Well, you see, chat, there's an example in the game of me losing. Right there. Oh no, it looks like the game crashed. No, the game crashed. That may be what happened. We always joke about aliens scared, and no one knows what we are talking about. Exactly, exactly. It's like an inside joke. Yes, yes, Zero. Exactly. Very wise. Very correct. Oh. All right, so that is a fellow that didn't make it. He offed himself right there. Scared. I'm looking forward to the facial expression Monica will have with the inevitable guilty verdict. Oh yeah, I remember I was talking earlier to Barbara, and we were talking about how, you know, whose shoulder is Monica going to cry on? And she said, and I said, the baby lawyer. Yeah, Monica is a piece of. She is a saggy, Timu, cheating savage. She's a savage hybrid creature from deep in the caves. Yes, Zero, that is true. Momo is about to turn homo. I love that line. Hello, Breeze. Great to see you. Great to see you. Zero, that sounds fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, damn Timu trolls. Momo is homo, and that is for show Mo. She likes she likes Baker, who's a chomo. Baker cannot. Baker got his EOS handed to him and busted. Hello, Breeze. It's great to see you here. I'm glad you made it. Will Monica be stoic, or will she throw her hysterical fit and panic attacks? It could be. It's 50-50, I think, Toby. Awesome, Zero. Facts. Moki says, I think I'm going to stick with Daybell before Reed, but I'm going to check out the new one in Connecticut too. Ah, okay. So you said there's going to be 6 trials. Oh, yeah, the force field. That's true. Yeah, that's a ship out in the distance. Oh, that's a fishing boat. Well, facts. Alien, Sharon, me and Sharon are going to say bye. You in the chat. Have a great live, Alien. Bye, chat. Well, thank you, Dwayne, for coming here. Y'all have a great meal, a great dinner. Moki says Connecticut trial is Jose Morales, accused of offing his girlfriend. She was found in the bathtub, and their daughter is missing. Scared. Outcast Island. Horrible case, right? Yeah, exactly. Scared. 2019, he says he was doing PCP, but he never hurt them. All right. I'm going to do something else real quick. Here. Yeah. Okay. Take a moment. Traffic lights. Right. Yeah, and also, as I said, I think that Monica is clearly guilty, but with the we never really know with defense with the juries these days. We never really know sometimes. All right. Okay, let's go here. Rebecca, I will be drunk in no time. Yeah. Scared. Is Dwayne Sharon's husband a different Sharon? Oh yeah, she used to chat with Sharon. Yeah. Uh yeah, Sharon she I have to bring her to the channel if I haven't done it already. That is certainly something that I need to do. All right. Go. Hello, Budro. Good to see you. Hello, good to see you. If a kid who skewered his mom, though her next CSN, get off Monica, has a chance for sure. All right. The hive mind has been constantly good about predicting trial outcomes, except Florida and apparently with Karen Reed, which I didn't watch. Okay. You're welcome, Breeze. It's nice to be friends with you over on Facebook. And also okay, I'm all caught up. Okay, Tasman, I was hoping Texas ABS would but I don't think it's gonna happen. Okay. Alright. Yo, UH. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the chat. This is my friend that I met over at. Although he's seen me for quite a few years in the trial chat. Basically, he was a. He was in the trial chat over at the rapper trial. Ghetto Birds. Scared. Uh-oh, Rebecca. Scared. Scared. Ghetto birds dropping ghetto turds. Getting schooled by clever Timu nerds. The Law and Crime After Party. Facts. Yeah, we are partying. Scared. Scared. Darrell Brooks was scared. Oh, I'm getting so scared I'm coughing now. I like the team chat rats that came up the other day. The chat rats. Ah, okay. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Hilarious, Lauren. Hilarious. I'm gonna get them drunk really fast. I hopefully they did not fall like my dad did and needed a cast. I think that it's true that the spaceship crew, everyone there is a badass. I'm an alien with intellect and all the sass. Oh, Dwayne, thank you so much, Wayne. Thank you so much for your support. And I remember, I had good times with you and the others. And I was saying the other day about when it snowed here. That was a nice stream, So we had some pretty cool streams together. So anytime you're able to come tell us hello, I really appreciate it. Now before you leave, if you're still here, what are y'all eating tonight? If you're still here. But Dro said, "I will remain sober with whoever is left." I think Alien is the Count vampire that made everybody drunk. That's a bet. Alien and his class are learning about aliens and all kinds of eclectic things with Pashi class piloting first class. Alien wants to be drunk. I think all Alien wants to do is play ball and do a slam dunk. Drag the balls of a Timu troll punk. Eating moose. What does that taste like? I'm just curious. That is delicious, Wayne. That's very delicious. And I'm glad that y'all are having a good family meal. That's great. And you got to see. This is kind of a joke. So this is gonna. I'm joking, but I'm also being serious in a way. You got to see your favorite alien and chill with your friends, and then see your family. Today was an amazing day. Wow. But the greatest thing also is that y'all are here, and y'all can tolerate my Timu humor. Hilarious, Lauren. Y'all are on fire tonight. Y'all are on fire. Y'all are the greatest chat on the interwebs. Oh, Badro had Timu chicken again. Ah, okay. Nice. Nice. Darrell Brooks thinks he's cute. My dog is convinced if he barks at the front door long enough, pizza will be delivered. Well, it's wild game, obviously, but it's like a steak mixed with rabbitish. Not sure how to describe it. Oh, okay. As I said, it sounds interesting. I've not, I'm not familiar. I'm familiar with. I've not done the thing with deer. I know people hunt deer, but the moose, yeah, that's something I'm not completely familiar with. I know what a moose is, but eating it, yes, I said. But people in the Alaskan terrain had a really rough time, and through their hard times, they made strong people. Steak mixed with rabbit, yum. I want moose. Sometimes I call bubbles moose. Oh, that's very sweet of Sharon. That's very sweet. Shout out to her. I really feel that. I really feel that. You know that, and I enjoyed that when y'all are with me with the streams and with the different stuff that we did with the lives and things like that. It's definitely like that, Dwayne. Absolutely, we're all like family. And also, I see you. I see you and Sharon is family as well. Yeah. Gonna be fun later. Alien spaceships dropping bars like Terminator. Next time, pass around the moose. Next time, pass around the moose nuts as an appetizer. Hilarious. Hilarious. I'm joked out. But Dro, that's a great idea. We'll take a trip as a family and get some moose. More like trying to pass it. Oh, thank you. I admire Dwayne. I admire her kindness and the politeness that she has, and the compassion for me and other people, and also the same thing with you. So I appreciate that compliment, and also I admire you both for y'all's kindness and compassion towards me, and very well, spoken, polite. I like that as well because a lot of young people these days. I'm not trying to put anybody down. Are kind of like Timu young people, but and y'all would. And I'm not Timu. Well, I am Timu, but not in the literal sense that we mean it. But so basically, yeah, I'm glad that y'all would take the time to chill with me and see my channel and stuff. There's a lot of other things people could be doing, and although I'm very a youth, I am glad that y'all would take the time to spend time with me, and I really appreciate that. Lauren says, "I'll try just about anything too. I'm not a picky eater." Hey, Miranda, my friend. I'm so glad to see you too. Yeah, yeah, a nice surprise. Remember, I saw you earlier at Smoke and Scan. And Miranda, I hope that you had a great day today. I hope that your weekend goes well. Zero, thank you. Understood. Understood. And Wayne says, thank you. Okay, bye, everybody. See you all in the next live. We'll always pop in to support Alien. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, Miranda. So earlier, see, Miranda, the whole day I was watching the trials, and there's some wild stuff going on. And I got to see you and chat over at Smoke and Scan for a second when he was live earlier, and I was glad to see you for a moment. And there was like a couple of chats at once. It was wild. It was wild. Bree says I'm fixing to make homage sweet sour chicken over rice. Ooh, that's yummy. That's yummy. Shout out to Miranda. She is an amazing friend, a great ally of the spaceship, a great crew member. I also want to let y'all know that Miranda has a channel that she'll be starting up at soon. She's going to do gaming, and so I want to give her a shout out. She has a lot of great stories about the pool rooms, and she's going to play her game, and that's going to be really awesome to see. So shout out to her. Miranda says, "Oh yeah, I remember. I think it was a busy past few days. Saw you there. It was morning. Yeah, yes, correct." She plays something called the pool rooms. That's what she plays. Okay, Zero, thank you for the information. Yeah, just do what you can on the spaceship. Thank you. All right. Okay, Miranda, I'll tell you right now. Right now. And now, how about this? I'm going to put the link to her channel in the chat. Y'all could subscribe to her. She'll have her. She hasn't uploaded yet, but she'll be uploading. And Miranda, I'll explain to you about how to upload videos right now. I'll do it right now. Alrighty. So, gonna go to the ship so they don't slaughter me. All right. Oh, okay. Thank you, Zero, for information. Set out the Zero helping improve the spaceship. Facts. All right. YouTube. Okay. So that works. Hello, Leon. Good to see you. Hello there. All right, here we go. I want to put some emojis here. Right here. All right. All right. Yeah, it's been a while. Yes. Yeah, subscribe to Miranda. She'll be doing her channel. All right. Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, Leon. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you also for subscribing to me. And I am very thankful for both of you being on the spaceship. Yeah, yeah. So I'm glad that you're here watching and subscribe to me. Shout out to both of you. Y'all are very, great friends, comrades of the spaceship. Yeah, shout out to Rebecca and Leon. Very good friends of mine. All right. And also, basically, so Miranda, I'm going to tell you about the the situation. As I said, I pinned Miranda's channel. I invite you all to subscribe to her. She's very knowledgeable about the pool rooms. It's a game and very cool. And she will have her content coming soon. All right, so Leon, this game is The Legend of the Pirates of the Caribbean Online. That's what this game is. It's based off of Johnny Depp's movie Pirates of the Caribbean. And he was Captain Jack Sparrow. All right. Okay, so Miranda, I'll so basically the backroom scary extra content, maybe mostly games too. All right. All right, so I think I could show an example with another channel that I have. Leon, this is on PC only. It could work on a PC or a Mac, but yes, it's a PC. It's not on a console. All right, so for a moment, we're going to switch over to the other area. I'll show her a demonstration. I'll literally show her a demonstration. All right. So we're going to get... This is another channel that I have. But I don't upload anything to it. I just use it to show y'all the YouTube stuff. All right, shout out to the Spaceship Cats. All right. So let's go to YouTube. All right, and that's where Alien Spaceship is live. That's really cool. All right, so basically, all right, so Miranda, I'll explain it to you right now. So, and I need to see how to stream myself would be great. Okay. So basically, okay, so we see this is the YouTube page. All right. YouTube homepage. And we're going to go here and click this. All right. A drop-down menu occurs. That's me. This is another account that I have. There's no content on there. Now, it says Hansel Schmidt. And there's not an account set up there. But so what we do, we go right. So Miranda, say on your YouTube channel, you go right here. You click here to your profile picture. And then you go right here to YouTube Studio. All right. And that's, create the channel. All right. So this is a new channel I guess I'm creating right now. Let's see. How long does that take? All right. So this is the YouTube. All right. So this is your YouTube Studio. Right here. All right. So it says, welcome to YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio has personalized insights on the latest news and insiders, tips, analytics, and more. All right. So we're going to press continue. All right, so this is a YouTube channel that I just created right now. All right. 0 subscribers and everything. So this is a new channel I just made. And what we're going to do is, Miranda, we're going to click right over here. So you have this button right here that you see where it's kind of dark right there. I'm hovering over. That is where you would go live. Now, you would need about 50 subscribers, I think, to go live. The last time I checked, but I don't know what it is now. But, like, say you want to upload a video. So, you have this arrow right here that says upload video. And you're going to click that. All right, so you just click that. And what you do is you could either select a file off of your computer, or you could just drop and drag something. So say I'm going to go over here. And basically, oh, and Miranda says, oh, wow, okay. I see what you're at. I was using the Studio app. Okay, Miranda, you do not upload videos through the Studio app. You upload videos through YouTube. So go to the YouTube app, and you'll see on the bottom, which you're on YouTube app right now, you'll see on the bottom there's a plus sign. And with the plus sign, you could upload a video through your phone, but I would highly recommend doing it through a computer. It would use less energy. It would be a better connection and everything. I highly recommend, and they could use a lot of cellular data, they could use a lot of battery. Please upload a video through your computer if you can. And also, so that is how it would work. Now, let's say that through here, we're going to upload a video through this. So this is how it would work. So I'm going to take a video and upload it right now. All right, drag and drop. I'm dropping a video right there. All right, this is what comes up. And I'll take myself away for a moment. All right, and right here, all right. So this is what you'll see when you upload a video. All right. And we're going to name this. We're going to name this Moon and Yard 2020. 21. We're going to add a description. We're going to say, me looking at the moon. All right, so what we have is the title, and we have the description, me looking at the moon. Toby says, I don't understand any of this tech stuff, but I enjoy the generous feeling of helping somebody through a tech process. I often need touch help myself. All right, so this is the video. So when you upload the video, you have that, and it was the train sounds, and I can even kind of play it for y'all. I'll play a piece of it maybe. Okay, we're just going to switch it over to this. All right, and let's play this clip real quick. All right, it's uploaded. Okay. I'm going to switch it back to the headphones. Makes more sense. All right, so this is, and what you would do is you would choose a thumbnail. So either you could upload a thumbnail from your computer or let it auto-generate a thumbnail. All right. And then what you do is you have to fill out some things. There's a policy act on YouTube where you have to, is your content made for kids? If you make your content for kids, scared. Shout out to Mary Toodles. Scared. And so basically you have this right here. You go and say, no, it's not made for kids. When you do this, it will not be recommended to kids. But I'll tell you also this. If you make it yes, if you say it's made for kids, what you could do, you won't be able to have comments on your video. So just select not made for kids. Then you have show more. Is there a paid promotion in the video? Is there a sponsor? Then it's going to ask you if there's any AI generated content in it that would that makes somebody look like they're real but they're not real. Makes a real person appear or say and do something they didn't do. Alters footage of a real event or place. Generates a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. We're going to say no. None of those things. We're going to scroll down. All right, we could add a tag. This doesn't really do too much, but you could say it is the moon. All right. And you have these other things like language. You have embedding and stuff like that. A shout out to your kid. He knows what's going on. Allow auto mixing. So when you add auto video mixing, you could have somebody take your video and react to it or remix it for their own. All right, so you have all these different things. And then what you're going to do, Miranda, is you're going to press next. All right, we're going to press next. We're going to, all right, so right here, there's something that says next, this bottom part. So you have checks are complete, no issues found. And sometimes it checks for copyright. It checks for all kinds of different things. So we have all that done. So we're going to press next. We're going to hover over here. We're going to press next. All right, video elements. Now, usually you could do, and I just learned this, you usually can add an end screen. And when you add an end screen to your video, you can click on somebody else's video or your video and add subtitles if you wanted to. But this is only 25 seconds, so you're not going to have that. And you could have or add a card. All right, so we're going to press next. Checks complete. There is no copyright issues found. Then the final part right here is you could either make it private, you could unlist it, you can make it public, or you can schedule it. You could make it go live tomorrow. You can make it go live in a couple of hours. And what I do on my channel, when I make videos very late at night, I stay up until 7 in the morning every night, every day, pretty much. And basically what I would do is when you're making a video, when it's very early in the morning, sometimes I'll upload it because it'll get to people early. Sometimes I schedule it to go live, to be uploaded a couple hours later. You always want to make sure that select the date that you want to select it to. Like say you want to say 5, and then you're going to select a time zone, and I'll show you what time zone. So that's the way you could do it. All right. We're going to copy this link. Okay. And then we're going to press, we're not going to schedule this. No. We're not going to schedule anything. Well, we're going to, right here, we're going to select public. And then we're going to press publish. All right, so this is the final part. We're going to press publish. All right, and video is published. You can publish it. You could put it on social media. You could share it with friends. You could copy the link. Copy link and close. Then we're going to reload the page. And look, we have a video right here. Boom. That's how it's all done. Yes, Miranda, you're welcome. This is the video I uploaded. If y'all want to check it out from the new channel I just created. Now, a live stream, there's no subscribers, so apparently not able to do a live stream, but let's press live anyway. All right, so when I go to press a live stream, so when you go to do a live stream, this is what you're going to see. So usually when you do a live stream, this is the menu that all YouTubers see. All right. So this is what our YouTuber is shown. And they give you a prompt to request access. So what you would do is you would request access to do it. But apparently from one other YouTuber that I mentored told me you need 50 subscribers, but I don't know if it's still like that. So Miranda, what you would do is you would request to, and they'll give you a 24-hour wait to do a live stream. So, and that's how that would work. So you may need some more subscribers, or you would technically would be able to maybe do it after 24 hours after they give you access. So just that. So you would click request access, and they would do examine your channel, and in 24 hours you would be able to do a live stream. I believe that's how it works. Or there might be a concept of getting a few more. Maybe to 50 subscribers apparently. So I'm not quite sure exact number is. And look, I got 1 subscriber already. Look at that. That is so cool. So yeah, that is how you do the YouTube channel. And also, Miranda, oh, amen, absolutely. All right, so that is how you do a YouTube channel. But I'm not done yet. I'm going to teach Miranda something else. All right. Now bring me back. And we're going to go here. And let's talk about live streaming. How do you do a live stream? Let's answer that question right now. All right. So what software do I use? And I'll tell you all a story. So basically, I'm on this other show that's a political show, and not everybody might agree on political things. Just to give you all a heads up. And I like how with the trial chat group, and we can be different political views and different religions and get along. So just that's a disclaimer. And I could be wrong politically. Anybody could be wrong politically. All right. But there's a show that I'm a guest on, and the last caller of the show when I'm able to get through. And I was mentored about YouTube live streams and taught by this other YouTuber, Anthony Brian Logan, ABL. He's a political commentary person, and I mentioned it before. And one time I was calling in on his show because everybody wanted me to go live. This is back in 2022, I believe, or in a little bit before that, probably in 21 also. And to go live, I wanted to clear up with him how a live stream works. And so basically what I did was I called in and I asked him how you do a live stream, and he gave me all the information I needed, and I'm going to pass it on to y'all now. So this is what I use. Yeah, shout out. Thank you, Lauren. Glad you like ABL. Yeah, shout out to him. And also, so basically, oh, Todd, what a wonderful surprise. Good to see you, buddy. So basically, this is what you do. What ABL and I both use is OBS. Some people use StreamYard, and I do use StreamYard in certain circumstances. But, oh, hello, Shell. Great to see you. And also, ABL has 1 million subscribers now. And also, and he's been doing it since 2006. And and as I said, some people love him, some people hate him. But I am forever thankful to him about my time with him since 2020 on his show. And also, I'm glad he told me about this type of information as well. And many of my subscribers came from there, all across YouTube. Many of my subscribers came from there. And so, Miranda, now I will reveal the information to you about live streaming. All right, so you have to use a streaming software. Now, with YouTube, you could use your webcam to do a live stream, but I recommend doing it through a streaming software, specifically OBS. And also, yeah, so OBS, this is how it works. So you would go to the OBS website. Which is right here. And let's see if it's all set up. All right, so we're going to make sure people can see that. All right, so this is OBS. You put OBS in the search bar. And there you go. You have OBS right here. And we're going to click on it. All right, so you're going to be brought to this very nice blue undulating page of different blue hues. And I'm going to take myself off for a second. All right, so we're going to, this is the OBS page. And also, you will select the type of operating system that you have. And I believe that you have Windows. All right, I have Mac OS, so I would use Mac. And if someone has a Linux, they'll use Linux. Well, it's okay, Joyce. I'm all ears. All right, so we're going to copy this. This is the link to OBS. Scared. Uh-oh. All right, so what you do next is you would press your operating system. You press Windows or Mac or Linux. And this is what you do. You select your operating system that you have. And you, like Miranda, you would press Windows and you would download the application to your PC. And here is an example of what you would see on OBS. This is what I see. My thing's a little bit different because it's a Mac, but this is what the prompt you're given with. And Miranda, I'm going to provide you links with everything you need to know that you can look at later. I'm not going to leave you orphaned. I'm going to put links in the chat because it's a lot of information, so you can look at it later. But I'm just going to give you an overview, an Alien overview, a Temu overview. All right, so here we go. This is what you see. So you have this OBS right here. And you're going to be shown a couple of things. So you're going to create a scene. And when you create a scene, you will have... When you create a scene, that is the different options that you have. So, for instance, a scene is something that displays the streamed page that you're displaying. On the very far left, that is what you have. So you have, for instance, you could create a couple of different things. Like you could say, start streaming, show... Alright, so this is something that I have for streaming. So you have this window right here that you see. And this is the intro screen and the outro screen that is recommended when you're doing OBS. So when you have a scene on the very far left, you have that. And it's the same area where you're going to have your displays. Like, for instance, look at this display right here in the scene section. You will have these different scenes. And this, so you all can see me, hello, and you have the chat window. And also this display right here was based off of ABL's stream with the chat window. I made my own version of it. And, you know, you have that. You could have a card underneath. Like, this is, like, where I would have callers. There's no callers right now, but I have a call-in part of the show. This is, like, how you would call in to it. And you could have something on the bottom, some words. And that's how that works in that area. So the other part is sources. As I said, I'll give you links because it's very complicated. So just enjoy the show. All right, so then there's sources. And with sources, you are shown, that is where you have your microphone and your camera and any other displays that you wish to have. And you would put the plus sign to add these different inputs. On the bottom, there's these plus signs that you would have to display different things. Hello, Tina. Good to see you. Yeah, she's going to have a hangover tomorrow. Lord. Alright, so this is another view. And basically what I'm going to do, Miranda, right now, I'm going to put the links in the chat for you to watch videos later of what I'm showing you. Oh, scared. Uh-oh, I said it again. Uh-oh. This is like with the Social Network movie when they're creating Facebook and when they were coding something, everybody would take a shot. There's a scene like that. That's what this reminds me of. That's pretty cool. All right, Miranda. So I'm going to give you the links right now about how to do the OBS. And I'm going to give everybody links. And I also want to read the comments that I missed. Holy crap. Thank you. It's easier than I thought. I got to get started this week for sure. And Toby says, I don't have to remember this tomorrow. I'm just glad that millions of 12-year-olds are learning to this day. It's hard to silence a species when everybody wants the right to have a voice. Amen. Because that is very important to have. And that's what our country's all about also. And I'm glad that we're, like China, for instance, they banned YouTube. China banned YouTube. You know, they don't want people to have a voice. So, yeah, I'm glad that we could all have a voice and talk what we need to talk about. All right, so here we go. We're going to... There's a YouTuber that I'm friends with that I help mentor about live streaming. His name's Gam Catches Up. He does 3D models and he paints them and he talks about different things. He has a very great channel. I recommend watching him as well. And I was, so I'm going by the links that I sent him. And I'm going to read you, Miranda, in chat, what I told him, and I'll send you the links for it. It's amazing how anybody on the planet with wants a platform has a voice can do that. And Miranda, you are found here. This is your place. God has brought you here, and I'm glad that he did. All right, so here we go. And on OBS, this is what I told Gam. On OBS, after you create a new scene, there's a plus sign. A plus button at the right sources. To display a Windows to show YouTube, select a window screen capture, open up the browser, and the window capture selection, and display a screen. There is a gray small tab. Click it and select your window, then fit it to the size of your screen. All right, so this is, and you can also add a webcam to fit in on the side of the screen like ABL and I do. You can select the camera webcam to, you will need to add the microphone to, and select the sound output so everyone else can hear it. You can get another selection with an overlay and chat window like ABL and I do. All right. So I'm going to, let's see, get this. We're going to visit site. All right, this is the tutorial. This is the tutorial. This is part of the tutorial. I'm going to send chat a series of videos from Miranda that she could save and or come back later and watch. And this is how you do OBS. All right, so I'm going to send a series of videos. Copy link. We're going to open it in browser. I'm going to get this so we can display it. All right. We're going to drop it. All right. And let's see. Does this work? Let's see if this works. Which it does work, but let's see what this is exactly. All right, it works. All right, here is OBS tutorial 1. All right. All right, now we're going to go to the next part. Okay, and the next part is how to set up audio for OBS, step by step. All right, go here, copy link. All right, here we go. Well, I have to do that again because it... Okay, let's just go here. Oh, look at... Okay, it's working now. All right, now what we're going to do is copy the link. All right, we're going to paste it. We're going to get this thing working. All right. Copied. And press anew. Let's do this again. And it wants to not cooperate. So what we're going to do is we're just going to skip this, and I'm going to get it done anyway. All right, so here we go. The next one is coming. Next link coming up. All right. Next link is coming. Joyce asked if I play Minecraft. Boy with his video games. Oh. With Minecraft, I have played okay, so about Minecraft, I played Minecraft around when I was like later days of high school, which was not long ago, and I played it a little before that around his age, and I played it afterwards, but I have not played it in a couple of years. But you know what? That's something that I need to go back into and look into. So I do not play it right now, but I certainly will go back and play it again soon in the future. So yeah, I do not do that right now, but I'll play it again though. Definitely, it was a very good game. I enjoyed doing it because you could build all kinds of stuff there. And also, what I would do is I would dig underground, and I would make different, these underground tunnels, and I used to create these underground, like, bunkers and things like that. And also, I used to build different things there, and also the zombies. I know what he's talking about. Those zombies go lurk at night. I know exactly what he's talking about. I played it in the past, but I've been so focused on YouTube and this different stuff that I'm doing, I haven't played it. But I certainly will play it again in the future. Definitely. Come on. All right, video. We're going to cooperate. Exactly what I told you to do. You're going to cooperate. All right. So is it in history? Oh, that's why. Okay, it was being Temu Internet. Internet looks fine, but it's just right here, the phone is having a... Another thing I want to say is I play Roblox. I used to play Roblox, and that's something that I play as Roblox. And I have a world that I made there. So yeah, Roblox is something else I played more. All right, we're going to get the next link for OBS. All right, copy this link. No, this is not it. Reload. I do not know why it's not cooperating. So basically, we're gonna get it anyway. Okay, so we'll do it this other way. All right, here we go. How to set up audio files in OBS. All right, Miranda, attention, Miranda. Now we're going to say the part 2. How to set up audio on OBS. All right, make sure the link works. All right. All right, Miranda, that's the other link. The next video I'll send for chat so that is that one, okay. And now the next video that I'll send is how to display a chat window. So this is how you display a chat window, and I was explaining to Gam Catches Up. This is info on how to display a chat window. ABL does it a little bit different. I'm not familiar with how he codes it into Retkin. ABL does it a little different. I'm not familiar with how it is coded with Recon. So ABL, he codes it into the, when he displays the chat window, for instance, we'll show, like, you know how I'm displaying the chat window right here? ABL has it coded in there, which I know how to do that, the coding stuff, but I don't know how to do that with OBS. But basically a way you can do it is by having a video screen capture thing shown, and it captures the video and puts the overlay there. So you do not have it code in there. So the next link is how you display the chat window, like I have on the screen. All right, so this is the next link. All right. Make sure it works. All right. We are getting there. Here we are. True Crime, thank you for coming. She has a cool channel also that talks about crime and law and stuff like we do. But yeah, thank you for coming by and telling us hello. All right, that's how you display the chat window. And any other questions, Miranda? Please tell me. I will be glad to answer all your questions. And once again, this is the link to the OBS app. This is where you would go to download it. Alrighty, here we go. So I play Lily's Garden on my phone. I've never heard of that actually. That sounds interesting. And Tasman, I have my old Game Boy. Oh, I still works. No intent needed, internet needed, and still just as addicting. Oh, I use the Game Boy. I like the Game Boy. I appreciate y'all being here and liking the video and supporting the channel. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, and also we're going to do is let's see. Let's do some of the game a little bit more, then we'll go into something else. Let's see if that causes a problem or not. Oh yeah. And Joyce, there's a scene for the pirate game I want to show you. It's really cool. And I saved it just for you. Moki says, I like home design games used to play The Sims back in a total time suck. I would pretty much just design houses. Oh, that's very cool. I love games like that. Right, here's the pirate game again. Scared. Hello, Liberty. Good to see you. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome. You play Scrabble. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Johnny Depp. Yes. Alright, so we're gonna go show you Johnny Depp right now. Alright, here we go. Show her some Johnny Depp. So we're going to go to Tortuga, and we're going to show her Johnny Depp. All right, I'm delivering Jack Sparrow his lucky charm. Scared. It should be called a pile instead of Twister. Liberty, I'm not familiar with the Secret Valkymer video. Sorry today kicked my ass a bit. Laughing my ass off. Literally with the stairs. Ah. Understood. Yeah, I'm bringing him Joyce. Alright, where is bro at? Alright, here we go. We're going to show Captain Jack. Alright, there he is. So we're going to get into a position. Here we go. There he is. Alright, there he is. Alright, that is me. That is my pirate talking to Captain Jack Sparrow right there. I brought him the lucky charm Joyce. You're welcome, Miranda. It's my pleasure and an honor. And Jack says, "What do you have here?" "Excellent. I feel better already. These scoundrels will never know what hit them. Give Ty my thanks." And Joyce says, "Now can he dance?" In this game, he sits down most of the time, but if you come in the game, he'll dance for you. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a captain. Yeah. Hello, Alan. Great to see you, buddy. I'm glad that you're here with us, bro. You're able to come here and chat and chill. All right, next. "Now, shoo, be gone. I have a round to win." All right, so Jack is done with me. Captain Jack is done with me. And so Captain Jack is done with me, and he has to do a round. Yes, Joyce, you can make anyone dance. That is true. You make the spaceship dance all the time. So now, Captain Jack tells me, "Now shoo, be gone, lad. I have a round to win." That's what he says. All right, so next. All right, visit Tia Dama. And I get a lucky scene charm from one of his girlfriends. And then I get that. Isn't that so cool? All right, so that's him. Interaction with him. And now we're going to let Captain Jack do his thing. Captain Sparrow do his thing. And we're going to go get our lucky charm. Look, he's playing an intense round right now. And that is Gibbs. Oh, Moki says she had a dream that Elon Musk was her boyfriend. Moki says, Lauren said, "Are you pregnant?" And Moki says, "No eggs to sit on." Oh, facts. Shaylee has arrived at the channel. Yeah. Yeah, let's sail it to Cuba. And, yeah, so Chalet, make the mod. Alright. Alright, let's go to Cuba. Okay. What's going on? Moki and I still don't talk. We are mutually blocked. All right, chat. We're I don't know what the problem is. Moki is fine people, and also Blue is a very good companion of mine, and he's not to be blocked either. All right, so you two children settle down. Oh, okay, okay. Y'all are just pulling my leg. Okay. I said Blue is a good friend. Do not do anything to him, and also Blue vice versa. Everybody here, everybody in here is fine. All right. Oh. Okay, Joyce. Okay. Okay, because I'm just like glancing at the chat. I'm not even like completely seeing what's going on. All right, now we're gonna catapult forward. The mods might be blocking each other. Yeah, okay, okay. And Joyce, this has been a knock on wood. This has been a peaceful stream so far. All right. Oh, that's of Miranda. Yeah, the blonde jokes. Yeah. Oh, Miranda, that's the moon. That's the moon. All right. And now we're gonna go to Tia to get this lucky charm. Yeah, shout out to the blondes. I love blonde women. I like dark haired women too. I like all hair colors on women, but blondes are cool also. I used to have blonde hair a long time ago. Then it became red. Then I just have very dark hair with reddish highlights. in the sun. All right. All right, I got a new thing from Captain Jack Sparrow. All right, to get rid of this one. All right. Yeah, Toby. Yeah, Toby. Yeah. I understand. I understand. I like my hair and I'm thankful for it. You know, I'm not complaining, but yeah. And yeah, some people don't have hair. Yeah. Okay, Tia says I worked. It worked. Tia is glad. It worked. Tia is glad. You loyal and bravery will be remembered by dear Jack. You're welcome. Glad to hear I could help. Could be a help of assistance. Fairwinds. That's my last name of the game. You have a touch of destiny. You will not leave empty handed. You collect more clovers Tia had expected, so Tia constructed 2 charms. Take it before you leave farewell. Facts. Shout out to Alien Spaceship. Facts. Alright, bro has something new to tell me. Let's see. Hey Cap, want to sail my ship to Tia? Ty gave me a new quest. I have a problem with one of my quests. I can't find the final dig spot in a location. All right, bro, let's go and look for it. And you earned 2 reputation rewards. You currently have 6 hours and 0 minutes before the reward expires. The chat prompt to check the time remaining. Oh, wow. All right, dear, let's go. Let's go through this. And it turns out many natural blondes are smarter than Hale. That is true. Oh, Miranda asked me about my cat. If Miranda is here, oh, okay, okay, understood. I'm gonna go sail. So Miranda, about the cats. Bubbles is still resting, and I've been feeding him today. He's still kind of sick, it seems, but he's recovering. And the other cats that I have in the back, there's this other cat that I have. The other cats that I have, they are doing Good. I pet the older. There's an older sick cat that's skin and bones, but he's doing all right. I petted him today. And also, basically, my mom named the cat Bubbles, but and he's a nice cat. But yeah, she named him that, and I named him Sam, so he has two names. But yeah, it's a male cat named Bubbles, and he's doing okay, but he's recovering. And the cat's in the back. There's an older sick cat that's kind of skin and bones, and he is doing. I petted him today. He's doing good. And the other cats, I played with a toy with them before I got here. Yeah, Miranda, a lot of people that are blonde are very smart people, and they're not stupid. I do agree that they're outsmarting us all. I do agree that they're extremely intelligent. Very true. Looks like we are missing a few. They fell out from the drinking game. LOL. Ah, yeah. Your dog and cat are having a marking war. Scared. Scared. And I'm glad for Miranda and Joyce. Y'all getting along well. I'm glad to see that. That's awesome. Yeah, y'all deserve a minute. Now, Miranda, could you put the cat and a dog in two different places in the house? And also, Miranda, I got some information from Five Cats, Five Cats Television. She is a friend of mine that also likes cats. She told me that it is not necessary to it is not necessary to give the cat formula unless only if it's over 2 months old. So if it's over 2 months old, it doesn't need it. Just to be clear, I think it's cool that you and your mom named a male cat Bubbles. It's all good. Oh no, Alan, I know you wouldn't mind. You're fine. I was just telling you the backstory about it. And yeah, we named the cat Bubbles, but it was her idea originally. And also there is this other cat, another name for it as well as Sam. Oh, okay, Miranda, understood. Now, Miranda, if it's a kitten, if it's under 2 months old, you could get some formula. But as I said, going to the vet and all would be, when you're able to get it spayed or neutered would be fine too. A senior cat box. A senior cat box is the Timu cat box from the nursing home for Timu cats that are elderly. Oh, and Miranda, you got to get it fixed within like 6 months or so because Five Cats was saying that cats that are not being fixed, it could be very, they can still be fixed, but it's more difficult. So do it as soon as possible, but you still have time. Eugene, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, dude. I'm glad that you're here with me. Oh, okay. He does not need baby formula. He's on a wet food diet. He's doing good. Okay, you're doing good with the cat. Okay. If you have an older dog, getting a tall water and food dishes helps them. Okay, thank you for information, Shell. I'll need to know that for the future. Yes, yeah, Amanda. Miranda, you have time, but it's good to get him fixed as soon as possible. And it's okay. We have a cat, Chester. He was a Tom cat, and the Tom cat is very big, and it's a cat that was never fixed, and he has like a strong jaw, like I do, like a chiseled jaw, like I do, and he's also strong. He looks like a mini pit bull, and he was fixed when he was much older, and it still worked, and he's nice and peaceful now. Because Miranda, when a cat isn't fixed, they get more aggressive, and it's not really a ideal situation because like that's why it's gonna get them fixed. The cat will be calm. Oh, Moki, he's an alien Eugene. I don't. He is not from the trial chat. He's from ABL. Exactly, exactly. Thank you, Shecky, and hello, Shecky, buddy. Good to see you, and welcome to the chat. Toby says, I think my dog has arthritis and his shoulders. Putting his clothes on arm goes fine, and other makes him squeal as I bend it. He's a chihuahua. His dish can be on the floor. Hilarious. Your fixed cat is aggressive. Okay, okay. This is hilarious. It's like anytime I say scared, they take a shot. That's hilarious. But Joe said my boy cat is a bully, but fixed. Yeah, they can still be bullies. They can still be bad, but they should be calm. It should calm them down. All right, so and Shayla. We were talking earlier about the trial stuff, and we are getting into these other eclectic topics. So what happens is chat and we go through eclectic topics and we just talk about things and chill. But also we are talked about the trials and stuff earlier. But now and Shayla. Shayla says, "Do you have cats?" And he says, "Yeah, I do. She's a senior girl." Oh, that's cute. Shayla, do you have a cat? And also, I want to say Shaylee and UH were the two friends that I was watching the Tay trial with, the Trey murder trial with. And I was watching Darrell Brooks also, like I was saying earlier, and Shaylee were like having a conversation, and then they're going to be ending it for the day. I remember today they stopped it and then they came back on, and so basically there's another channel, and Shaylee could say the name of it. I don't quite remember it off the top of my head, where they show explicit evidence on the screen that Law and Crime doesn't show, but we watch both, and it was so cool. I mean, it was very terrible, but it was interesting to see that perspective. And it was terrible. It's like, so the person was murdered on the ground. Oh, you're a doggy girl. Okay. Cab. Okay, thanks. So basically with Cab, yeah, thanks. And so we're watching it. We're confirming if the dude was guilty, he certainly needs to be thrown into the prison, and we're very triggered at him. And but then if he's innocent and he was framed, then the person that really did it needs to be caught. That's why we have to wait and see what happens. And made some very great points about the trial, you know, and why people, doing these things with the rap and stuff, that they're such lowlifes. The people that are doing the crime, like we saw, the guy was stealing the camera for somebody, just very low lives, and people were just acting on their emotions over being logical. And also, Shaylee, I like dogs too, and also we're talking about dogs as well. And I remember when I was in Kentucky, where my mom's aunt and uncle were, there is an indigenous dog, a Native American dog that they have named Max. And Max, I'd played with him a lot and ran with him through the hills and stuff up there in Kentucky, and I had an amazing time. So I love dogs too, and my friends have had dogs. Just my family rescues cats, so that's all I saw. All that my family has, but uh, they're rescued cats. But I like dogs too. And Shaylee, what type of dog do you have? I'm just curious. Oh, Moki, you're originally from Kentucky. That's awesome. And Alan says if anybody is keeping up with the Karen Reed trial, you're seeing how example of how fucked up the U.S. justice system can be. It's horrible. Yeah, I absolutely, absolutely. I love that name, Kali. I know what that's from. There's an operating system from Linux named Kali. There's also another operating system named what you would call, no, not an operating system. There's a goddess named Kali. Oh, that's very cool. That's very cool. A very cool dog. All right, Autumn. That's a fancy word for a Native American dog. I use indigenous by choice, but it's a Native American or an Indian dog, an American Indian dog. That's how you would comprehend it. Alan, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. A reed bomb. Now, as I said, usually like when the show in ABL that I'm on, I don't curse at all, and I try not to curse here. I try not to curse anywhere. I'll do it a little bit here and there, but I should just abbreviate it, and I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have read it, the whole word. Anyway, so there could be youngsters watching, so. And as I said, I'm ironically the person that is notorious for not cursing. So, scared. hilarious. I'm violently allergic to cats. Have been since childhood. I'm sure I'm missing some, but I like breathing. I kind of sneeze around cats, and I can get my nose stuffy around cats. I can have a mild allergy to them, but you know, nothing major. And if I was allergic to cats, I would just have to not breathe. Okay, Joyce. Okay, Joyce. Thank you. And Shayla, have any thoughts about the K trial, the K murder trial? Do you still feel he's guilty or not guilty? I'm curious what your thoughts about that are. Hilarious, UH. Oh, no cursing. It could be tough. If the prosecutors use the words in open court, it's probably okay to say them as it isn't gradosity. Ah, okay. Oh, okay, understood. Well, Alan, if you read the title of the video is about trials. I stuttered like I was going out of style for a second. All right, but anyway. Oh, I didn't see that there. There's a big bounty hunter attacking me. Shayla says there hasn't been any witnesses that identified him. Okay. I'm still in the fence. Okay, understood. Thanks, Shayla. All right, Toby. Thank you for coming and see you soon. Monica Sementelli. Okay, so in the Monica Sementelli trial, like we are talking earlier, the she has been deliberating like Chele for 2 days. For 2 days, she's been deliberating. And earlier, Shay, we were talking about how it's extremely cringe where that she's been going on for 2 days, and a lot of the prosecutor, that the jury must be bored out of their minds from it. But yeah, she just does not hold back. So I remember, and Che, Leah, I saw the news. I mean, I was trying to, it's like, she's still going. It's absolutely crazy. And yeah, you're over the prosecutor. Oh, I understand completely because it's like the prosecutor, 3 days later, 3 hours later, like there's some point it's like the Charlie Brown teacher. Oh, we're about to run into a mess here. All right, here we go. Blast off. Yeah, and she was talking about everything about the case, showing Baker's abs, showing the different the Temu slideshows and stuff like that. That's what was going on. It's the past 2 days. She's been going on and on and on. But as I was saying earlier, Shay Leah, that it was basically she's doing like a filibuster, like they do in like politicians do. Like she was doing a type of filibuster. And also Shay says hit and quit. She made her point, leave something for the rebuttal, in my opinion. I agree. Unless there's something they don't want to miss, I agree. says the prosecutor seems pretty open about her anger problems, but hey, in that case, I kind of get it. Hilarious. It's like, what are we doing? It's like prosecutor going on, although it's understandable and Monica needs to be buried. It's like, what are we doing here? It's like 2 days, three. It's going to be 3 years. It's going to be a week of of deliberation. I've never seen a deliberation of a closing statement lasting that long in my since 22. I've not seen that. Kathy tweeted that Taylor changed her name to Schwab Business. It's not her birth or married name. That girl really has issues. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad that Kathy tweeted that out. Alan says, is the scurvy ship breaking the sound barrier? That's what it looked like. Yes, it was breaking the sound barrier. I know nothing about gaming. It was breaking the sound barrier. Scared. She's going for Cory Booker. Hello, General Sorrow. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the chat. Shay says she has major issues, Moki. It's time for her to get some kind of treatment. Yeah, right on. Also, with Darrell Brooks today, there is dispute about if he. There's dispute if Darrell Brooks was had his teeth knocked out or not, and Wayne thought that it had to do with perhaps something with showing signs to somebody, like some sort of signal to somebody that on the outside. Another thing that they did was they were telling us that his teeth were visible and present, Wayne said. And I'm like, hold on. Like, okay, I thought I kind of saw his teeth and he was talking kind of normally. But then they're saying his nose might have been different. So it's possible somebody knocked his nose and they punched his Temu nose. His Pinocchio nose he has. Yeah, treatment or exorcism. Amen. Definitely. Yeah, 777. Amen. Yeah, Darrell has a punchable face. He has a punchable attitude. Yeah, and he appeared in court today, and it was absolutely insane. It was certainly insane. But it wasn't like the old videos that he did. He's being represented now. Yeah, 333, the angelic number. Amen. Ah, hilarious chat. And then the first day, like when I got over here, there is this troll that kept on saying that the defendant was being gay in prison with Big Black Bubba, something like that. And then the person was saying about, and she was trying to like tell the dude, to chill out and stop being, weird. And the dude was telling her, he said, get off. He was telling her, get off my meat, go back on alien spaceships meat. And the dude was just so, he was a Timu troll. He didn't have a lot of words in his vocabulary, and he was certainly stuck in the closet. And he was, we're all pulling for him to come out. Yes, yeah. Shout out to 666. He's also a cool dude too. He's a very cool friend of myself in the chat. He's fine. Yeah, shout out to 666. Yeah, a cool dude. Yeah, so I remember that, and you know, yeah, he really was stuck in the closet, definitely, and he was obsessed with men doing gay things. It's like, why are you obsessed with that? Like, why do you, like he was obsessed with black men. He just fantasized about black men doing stuff with him. Like, that's his fantasy, I think. He was retarded. Yeah, that is true, Absolutely. Definitely. Yeah, he was curious. Oh, when 666 saw my stream, he told me that he was he liked my I didn't have the country accent. He was like, "Well, wow, I thought he thought I would have a country accent, but I don't." He's like, "Keep up having the accent you have and not the country accent." I'm like, "All right, buddy, thanks." New Orleans people and people in this, so this is like the thing about the accent. I think the accents are enchanting and they're fine, but the country accent, it's not a southern accent, it's a country accent. So people in the South, in all the cities, do not talk like that, in my opinion. I guess it depends on what state, but usually they don't talk like that. But people talk like me. I'm in the South, but they talk like me because we're in the city. People in the country and people that are like Cajuns and stuff, they have an accent to them, and it's something that not in the South is not really. It seems to be kind of frowned upon in the city. I think they sound fine, but it's something kind of different than what we are. But they people up north think we all sound like that. Zero. I said country accent is abroad about the South itself. I said about the South itself. I'm not speaking about Louisiana specifically, but I did just say the Cajun people, they have a unique way of talking also, which is fine. I'm not against it, but it's something different than how they talk. But there is also a New Orleans accent. I don't really. I have people think I have some sort of an accent, but it's not the same type of accent they have. No, zero. I did say Cajun in Louisiana, but there's also some parts of Louisiana that just have country people. Like at the North Shore, there's not Cajun people up there. The Cajun people are more in the southern part of it. Oh yeah, I want to make that clear. Cajun and country are not the same thing. Cajun and country are not the same thing. That's true. And also want to be clear is that Creole and Cajun are not the same thing either. Like Creoles are like black or white people that have some black ancestry that were part of like the elite of New Orleans. It's like Kentucky. People think we all sound like country bumpkins, but we don't. Eastern Kentucky and Southern Kentucky, they are strong accents, but in Lexington and Louisville, they don't. Yes, and the origins of Creole is French. So originally, Creole was somebody that was from France that was born here outside of the New World. So they were born here in the New World outside of Europe. So they're born here. That was the Creoles. But now the Creoles, it's like people that were like have white and black ancestry that are part of that group. Oh, Shecky, I understood absolutely. All right. Also with a Shayla, not Shayla, but Che or Chi. Basically, I was watching, the trial today, and I remember we thought it was going to end, but they just kept on coming back. And the, with the Tay murder trial. But as I said, I don't mind the country accents. I think they sound fun. Don't hate the players, hate the game. Oh, hello, Matt. Good to see you, buddy. Well, that's good. That's good. Be proud of your family. I think they're very, enchanting. Very enchanting accents. Yeah, so basically with Darrell Brooks, it was crazy to see him back again. And, he was in his Timu warehouse. It was quite nuts. Everybody was laughing at him because he's trying to appeal the court's decision. Objection grounds of jurisdiction. Jurisdiction. Yeah, and also with Darrell Brooks, he ran over those people. He would also terrify Judge Doro, and back when he was in the courtroom representing himself, and there is this one scene where they're showing his rap video, and his defense agreed. They all agreed to not show certain scenes, but if it was brought up, they would bring it up. So when he decided to defend himself, he mentioned the car in the video, Okay, Miranda, understood. And he was just like, what kind of judge are you? But there's a type of legal thing, like say if you steal a jar of cookies and you steal the cookies and you're guilty of some other and you're in a trial for something else. You can say that the cookie incident is like irrelevant to the current case and it will not be brought up in your trial. And Darrell Brooks completely missed the mark on that, and he got himself messed up because he was being stupid. Then he kept on saying it's not maritime law. Maritime law has to do with the ocean. It has nothing to do with what he was doing. That is true, Shecky. All right, with the Tay Lay trial, with the Tay trial, the Trey murder trial, we have to wait and see if he's really guilty or not. He may be innocent, and it was still very graphic and horrid. Yeah, rich part of our history, absolutely. And Monica Cementelli, the process. It's. Remember when they were finished the trial, when the defense and the state rested, and he was like, "We're done. We're beginning deliberations." I love his enthusiasm, and he doesn't take shit from people. Yeah, he's a really cool, judge. And yeah, but she's been going on and on for hours with her deliberations. I mean, a lot of people are cringed out about that. All right, Jackie. See you later, buddy. All right, I'm going to dock at Tortuga right now. That's the moon. It looks beautiful. Yeah, see you in a bit. These clouds are so realistic. Now and later. Yeah, full moon. It's beautiful in the game. On a dock at Tortuga, and then I'm going to read something about Darrell Brooks and the trials we're watching, or like a recap about it. Oh yeah, Miranda, right there. Scared. This is Jamaica. Tortuga. It's the same place. All right, Joyce. Understood, Joyce. Yeah, the ambience, the ocean. Yeah. I dare you to post this game recorded by you as ambience. All right, challenge accepted. Challenge accepted. All right, and Joyce, have a good night to you. What I'm going to be reading is a recap on the news that about the trials, and I'll go back to the game. And then the stream is almost over with, but we're getting close to the end part. But so basically, but not just yet. So basically, we're going to go and Miranda, I imagine many people would love to see this. I'll bring them nostalgia. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, thank you for the great idea. Thank you. Yeah, so and Miranda, we're still playing the game and showing the different seas. And I'm gonna show you another view of the ship on the water. Oh, okay, Moki. Good night to you. Thank you for coming. I'm glad that all y'all came. All right, so I'm gonna show you this. All right, that's the moon. The 4 hour stream was one time during the day, another time when I was like at night and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I'm glad you love the ambient videos. Look at that. Look at those undulating waves. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's the Oh yeah, look. The whole pirate's glowing. Go up here and show you more. Look at all those clouds. Look at all these clouds. Oh, see, that's Tortuga. Yeah, look at that. We're gonna put it in a different position. Now that the moon's up there, we're gonna see it over the ship. See, look, it's making the sails glow. How it has ambience and also the water too. Like you can see the water and also the clouds. Like look at all those clouds. It's so cool. Those are the waves on the ship. All right, this is the middle of the ocean, the sea. All right, we have the different clouds in the sky. All very nice looking. The moon's way up in the sky now. Yeah, all those clouds, very nice. The moon's way up in the middle of the sky. Well, let's go to one of the islands. Hello, Richard. Good to see you. And also, Richard is my grandpa, by the way. Shout out to him. All right. Just outsync them. Now we're going to go to this island right here. And we're going to dock. Yeah, it's good to see you, Richard. Yes. Yeah, that's true. Hello, Rebel. Good to see you. Welcome. All right, this is the island. It looks so nice on the island at night. Now, you see the glowing moon on the beach. Yeah, look at the waves, how they crash. And also look at all those stars in the sky. And that is where the palm trees and all are at right there. An Afro man. Right. Then you have that, and the moon is way up in the sky. Right there. Yeah, it would suck. Oh, you got to know what you're doing. But yeah. So look at that. I say that's the moon. All right, that's the moon. Yeah, that is the moon right there on the tropical island. It would make me Timu salty. All right, so that is the moon over the beach. You know, this is just the middle of the nowhere. This tropical mysterious island with the palm trees blowing in the wind and the moon and these mysterious creatures on the beach. It's so cool. Yeah, the game has excellent scenery. Scared. Eat raw fish, not my thing. And also, basically, understood, Miranda. Understood. Yeah, these are some of the plants, and it looks like a, you know, yeah, this chiseled thing. Ooh. All Alright, so that's the moon. It's coming back down. It's going to be setting. Alright, so now we can see a little bit better. The crab attacked me. Miranda, I'll be over there. I will. In a little bit. Yeah. Alright. You see, that's the beach. That's some of the palm trees. Yeah, that is going through the palm trees. Yeah, like, they're trying to say if you're stuck in the ocean. But if you're stuck on an island, it wouldn't be too bad. Alright, Tasman. See you later. Yeah, so the island has a lot of enchanting things to it. Thanks, Richard. Glad that you like it. That's hilarious, Alan. It's hilarious. All right. And also, yeah, so this is the game. All right. And now I'm going to talk about like news articles about the trials that we saw today. We'll talk about that for a little bit. All right, so we'll switch over to the other screen. All right, bite the mosquitoes back. Exactly. This up. Okay. Okay. There must be another window. Open. Nope. Okay. So we're just going to have to select a new window. As I was showing her something. Alright, this is the right window. Alright, shout out to the spaceship cats. And alright, shout out to the spaceship cats right there. Alright, now we're going to talk about these trial things. I already talked about the trial stuff, but we're going to do like a recap about it. Alright, let's talk about the Roe Brooks. Darrell Brooks, Lancashire Parade attacker, to represent himself in appeal. All right. Waukesha Darrell Brooks Jr. will again represent himself as he considers an appeal of his 76 counts conviction in the Lancashire Christmas Parade tragedy. Homicide case. In motion hearing Friday, Brooks' current court appointment attorney court appointed attorney Michael Covey asked the court to allow him to withdraw from future proceedings, a request initiated by Brooks himself, either this year under an eighth extension granted by March 4. Brooks has until June 3 to file an appeal for the post conviction relief. Allen says the appeal attorney had a great discussion with the Judge Doro today. If Brooks wants to represent himself in the appeal, let him. I agree. I mean, he just does not learn. He's so narcissistic. He just does not learn from his mistakes. That's just how they are. Just it would be good for it could be used for something good, but he's using it for something bad. And I, think that he's just a complete disgrace. It's real comical. Oh, I didn't even notice he said books. Right. In a motions hearing Friday, Brooks' current court appointed attorney Michael Covey asked the court to allow him to withdraw from future proceedings, a request initiated by Brooks himself earlier this year. Under an eighth extension granted March 4, Brooks has until June 3 to file an appeal for post conviction relief. The discussion carried feelings of deja vu given the scenario which previously played out just days before Brooks' October 2022 an often chaotic month-long ordeal in which he was eventually convicted on a criminal counts including 6 first-degree intentional homicide charges tied to deaths of parade participants. Sanga Puss just won't learn. You're right. Exactly. Che. Exactly. Brooks. Scared. Brooks acknowledges his rights in deciding to proceed on his own. Like he did in late September 2022, Brooks, now 43, answered questions in a conversation known as colloquy initiated by Waukesha County Circuit Court Judge Jennifer Doro about whether he was aware of his rights and the risks proceeding without legal representation. Oh, General, it was my birthday back in February 25th. So, but I have not taken down the happy birthday sign, so that we see in the background. So it was my birthday last month. I mean, it was in February, not last month, 2 months ago. Furthermore, in this instance, Doro pointed to a letter dated February 26 from the Wisconsin Public Defender's Office that explained Brooks, who is legally indigent, would lose any rights for another court-appointed attorney if he decided to represent himself, known by the courts as pro se representation. Brooks, appearing virtually from prison using Zoom, said he understands the risks, including the difficulties he will face trying to defend himself from a prison sentence setting that could limit or delay his access to information he needs in his appeal. Even Brian Steele, I'd say one of the greatest attorney of all time that defended Jeffrey Williams, had Ashley Merchant defend him during the time when in YSL, when the judge held him in contempt and he had someone else represent him, and in my opinion, he's one of the greatest attorneys of all time. Brooks, appearing virtually from prison using Zoom, said he understands the risks, including the difficulties he will face trying to defend himself from prison setting that could limit or delay his access to information he needs his appeal, but he insisted he was firm in his decision. Both Covey and Brooks told Doro that Covey's withdrawal motion was not a result of any disagreement in the strategy for a possible appeal. General, I think that your opinion is correct. Oh yeah, Che. Because basically his narcissism, he wants attention really bad, and his ego just gets the better of him. Like, I thought it was a good sign that he was acting calm and he would have an attorney present, and that maybe, although he needs to stay locked up forever, he would have a better chance this time. But no, he wants to be the BS boss of the courtroom. Of course, part of the Dark Triad. Yes, the Dark Triad. Absolutely. Bingo. I know all about it. I researched it before. Very good point. Well, a sunscreen fell off the table. That's what that was. Alan says Judge Doro grilled Covey to make sure he did everything correctly, and Covey was extremely careful to make sure he followed the rules. Brooks is effed as he should be. It's all right, Alan. It's all right. Also in court Friday, Covey told Doro that he has spent hundreds of hours reviewing the documents and cause information which he has shared with Brooks should choose to represent himself in an appeal. Hilarious, General. Quote, we have through that through that process, and he's decided to proceed. Covey said later, adding that he has agreed to provide Brooks with copies of the appellate court procedures he will need to follow closely. He also said he has agreed to provide additional, though limited, help with other documents he will need. Duro again agrees that Brooks can represent himself. In her ruling, Duro, as she did in 2022, restated that the rights of the defendants to have an attorney or represent themselves pro se, including an appeal court. She ultimately granted Covey's withdrawal and Brooks' desire to represent himself. Another thing, it's not just about representing yourself or not, it's about what kind of message you convey to a judge or a jury by, they'll say this, it's about, like, say a cartoon or a movie gave you a certain feeling. The feeling is not what the movie was about or the TV show or the cartoon was about. It's the feeling you get from it. The feeling they get from Brooks, if he would be humble and apologize for his actions and have someone else represent himself, it would be better for him. But he doesn't understand that. He will never understand. Nothing has been presented to the court that would disillude it otherwise, end quote. Duro said, I'm satisfied that Brooks is doing so again freely, voluntarily, and intelligently, and with an understanding really of the dangers and disadvantages and of his rights to an appeal to the appellate council. Shay says Brooks will whine and complain that he didn't have enough time in the prison library to go over all the documents. Oh, he's gonna say that, and he's the same old thing. It's like I remember in 22 when I saw that trial, and it was after Depp, a couple months after Depp, and I remember watching it, and he was violent towards the judge, and he made a fuss in the courtroom. He said, Your Honor, I wasn't axing that. The prosecution, the state, is real biased, and, and he's mistreated. And also, he was saying, the defendant. Allen said, Shay is why I thought Judge Doro grilled Covey so much. She made sure there was no wiggly room for Brooks. Covey did everything by the book. I agree, exactly. Brooks was convicted of running over Trauma Durand, Wilhelm Hospital, Jan Kulich, Lena Owen, Virginia Sorensen, and Jackson Sparks in a fit of rage, resulting in their deaths. During the Waukesha Christian Parade on November 21, 2021, dozens more were injured, some seriously. Shay says, but he will stay. He didn't have time, Alan. He will still say he didn't have time, Alan. The boy just doesn't comprehend, plain and simple. Scared. He remains imprisoned at an unspecified out-of-state location confirmed Friday by Duro to be in South Dakota while serving 6 consecutive life terms plus 762 years. The non-life terms are of the dozens of 61 first-degree reckless endangerment counts, 6 hit-and-run counts involving death, and 2 bail jumping counts, all felonies. He has previously signaled his intent to appeal his conviction, but to date has filed for numerous extensions, including several through representation, both convoy, and who spent most of 2024 reviewing court transcripts and records in anticipation for a potential appeal. Dumbest damn dummy of all dummies. And that's funny. He is kind of sticky, but he's not honey. He's eating prison food. I'm sure he's satisfied low-key in his tummy, because that's all he likes to eat. Covey indicated Friday that a 9th extension will likely be needed to allow Brooks to prepare his appellate case. I like how, let's kind of move that over there. I know that it's already over with, but let's put that there. All right. So I'm going to talk about the Tay. Yeah, this was Darrell Brooks. Let's see a picture of him. Yeah, that's him right there. He was covering his nose the whole time. So cringe. Brooks will say that he didn't have time. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's Darrell Brooks, Dr. Cringe. All right, so now we're going to talk about the Tay K murder. And then we're talking about Monica. This is from the CAB website. The KAAB website. The KABBB website. All right. Let's go here. All right, this is from the same group that put that video out that we saw of the explicit media of the murder scene. This is what we were seeing. This is from the same people. Testimony continues in rapper Tay K's capital murder trial. San Antonio, testimony continues Friday in the capital murder trial of rapper Tamor McTye, a.k.a. Tay K. He's on trial for the 2017 murder of San Antonio photographer. On Thursday, crime scene video and testimony from investigators was present to the jurors. UH says Brooks' problem is he can't live with what he did, so he has to act not guilty for others, but for himself. Brooks' problem is that he can't live with what he did, so he has to act not guilty for others, but for himself. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a possibility. It's like something deep down. It's like a subconscious thing, maybe. And Alan disagrees. He knows exactly what he did. He's not saying he doesn't know what he did. He's saying that perhaps that he can't live with what he did. All right, good night, General Sorrow. It's a form of mental blocking. Yes. McIntyre McIntyre is alleged to have fatally shot San Antonio photographer Mark Antony Salv Sa- Saldivar in 2017 after stealing his camera gear, according to prosecutors. Investigators testified that surveillance video captured in the parking lot of a North Side Chick-fil-A where Saldivar was found. He was deleted at the scene with marijuana apparently stuffed in his mouth. Hello, Marie. What a pleasant surprise. Yeah, I made it. Hi, everyone. How is everyone? Hey, Hans. How are things for you tonight? Oh, Marie. Everything is going great tonight. There has not been any drama, and it's been a peaceful chat, and it looks like people are getting along better, tonight. And we're talking about the trials and our pets and different things. It's been a very great stream so far, and I'm reviewing about Che and UH are two friends of mine that watch trials with me. So is Alan, and basically we're doing a little review of the trials we saw today. The last witness on the stand described Tay as fairly dark skinned. I remember that they're talking about this. I remember that in chat also. I was listening to what you were listening to because we had the audio, but basically I remember they were talking about how they're describing his skin color, and it's kind of like, some people think it's kind of like a touchy topic about how she worded it, and that was kind of like an interesting way to word it. The video of him laying on the ground was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. It was, you know, I don't wish that on anybody, and it just shows because that's what we were saying. It strings an emotion in you. It's like, is this person like doing that they need to be go locked up? But if the person was innocent, they need to find who really did it. So we have to also be logical and level-headed to really be sure this person really did what they did. Thanks, Marie. And Marie, I hope that you're having a good evening. Well, it's not evening where you are, but I hope that you're having a good day and or early morning. And also, I hope everything's going good with you in general. How are things with you? Investigators testified what surveillance video captured in the parking lot of a North Side Chick-fil-A where Salvador was. His name's not Salvador, but that's how I'm saying it. How Salvador was found. He was deleted in the scene with the marijuana apparently stuffed in his mouth. Witness testified over the last 2 days they saw Saldivar fighting with others in the car before he was pushed out and got into the hood of the car. Autumn, understood. And that's what I think to an extent, but also what Che was saying, a balance to that is that she would have to see some more evidence because of there's like a witness wasn't that hasn't been on the stand yet. So basically, what she's gonna actually say, what she really said was, Che said, "Hi, I'm not saying he's innocent. They haven't proven he's guilty, in my opinion." Yeah, it's like, so basically, Autumn, I agree with you, and we saw the explicit scenes from another channel of the graphic scenes, and we were talking about if this guy did it, he certainly needs to be locked up. That's what Shay was saying to me, and we were saying to each other. But it's also good because people could be framed possibly. It could happen to anybody technically, and it's okay to wait a little bit to really be confirmed that it's guilty. but as I said, I do think that he may be guilty, but I will be disciplined and just kind of see things from the fence until I can, it's really absolutely certain. But as I said, I do understand Autumn, and he should be locked up for eternity if he is truly guilty for that. You're not familiar with these cases. Oh, interesting, Alan. All right. Marie says, thanks. It's 5:30 a.m. over here. Everything's great. Thanks for asking. All right, Marie. And witnesses testified over the last 2 days they saw Salvador fighting with others in the car before he was pushed out into the hood of the car. And that is it for that. Okay. See if this website works. Everything we know about Tay K's ongoing second deletion trial. Let's see if this website causes a problem or not. It's kind of low. Alright, let's see how this goes. Autumn, that is a... the chat can correct me, but I believe you're correct. I remember that being mentioned in the trial chat, that he was convicted for something before. Alright, rapper Tay K is back in the court as his second murder trial started proceeding in San Antonio on Monday, March 31. Born Tamar MC Mick Tai Len T Mick Line Tai. Rapper is being tried for a capital murder in connection with 2017 robbery where photographer Mark Anthony Saldivar was shot and deleted near Chick-fil-A. Wow. Police officials claim that Tay K was the shooter and suggested rapper committed the crime while allegedly on the run from his involvement with the 2016 murder of Ethan Walker. So yes, that's the other one that was mentioned. According to local news station KSAT, the rapper's trial began in Bexar County, Texas court earlier this week. With the jury having been selected, the case kicked off with the official testimony on Tuesday. Yeah, Alan, you've been very naughty tonight. You've been very naughty. I put you in timeout. A promising career, possibly in the photography, a difficulty a difficult field where you take chances and do things for nothing. That's what Mark Anthony Saldivar wanted. He had a chance that day to take some photographs of an up and coming rapper, prosecutors stated. Last February, Tamar McLintry rejected a plea deal for the 2017 robbery and shooting. If convicted, the rapper potentially faces life in prison without the possibility of parole. Tay is currently serving 55-year sentence after being found guilty in 2019 for his involvement in the 2016 murder of Ethan Walker. The attempted robbery and home invasion took place in Mansfield, Texas, perpetuated by the rapper and 6 other individuals. It was during this time when he was placed under the house arrest that Tay gained internet notoriety after he cut off his ankle monitor and went to run. He would then also release his most popular single to date, The Race. Exactly, very good point. I heard, I had never heard Tay before the trial started, as started with a clean slate just like I did with Young Thug case. Oh yeah, I don't know anything about Tay, and I'm also viewing it from a clean slate. From camera footage to open now, also Autumn B, I do not know. We'll go figure it out. Okay, let's see. Rapper. $24. From camera footage to opening statements, testimony in Tay-K's second murder trial continues. Entering its third day of testimony, rapper Tamar McLenty second murder trial continues with jurors being presented with crime scene video footage and further testimony from police investigators and witnesses. The capital trial revolves around 2017 murder of San Antonio photographer Mark Anthony Salvador. Police and testimony. Second murder trial continues with the present crime scene footage and further testimony from police investigations and witnesses. The capital murder trial revolves around 2017 murder of San Antonio photographer Mark Anthony Saldivar, who police allege was shot and deleted by Tay while he was on the run from police. Alright, it's McIntyre. There is recently a crash, a oil tanker crash, and the word looks similar. I thought it was that too. I thought it was McIntyre. But the problem is that it reminds me of another word that I saw that was pronounced differently. So, okay, thank you for the correction. That's what I thought it was originally, but I got it mixed up with something else. Because it's obviously what you're saying, but I thought it was pronounced another way from some different word that I saw. But it's not the same thing. You're right. Prosecutors claimed that McIntyre fatally shot Saldivar after stealing his camera gear, with police suggesting the rapper went on to rob and assault a 65-year-old Arlington, Texas, before U.S. Marshals apprehend him in New Jersey in 2017. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Honestly, I thought the P. Diddy case was pretty big in the States right now. It is a big deal, and also Luigi Mangione is, but they kind of died down for right now. Investigators took the stand today to testify on surveillance video that was captured showing the north side parking lot of a Chick-fil-A. Saldivar was reportedly found deleted at the scene with marijuana supposedly stuffed in his mouth. I just had I reread that when I wasn't supposed to, but whatever. All right, so we just have to read it again. Whatever. You can see a black car entering the parking lot at Chick-fil-A. The complainant was on the hood of the car, and then front passenger excited exited the vehicle, appearing to have a white shirt on. You can see the complainant fall off the hood of the vehicle, and the back car takes off. Investigators state. You wish they would stop talking about Diddy. Oh yeah, Jesse Weber. I watch his coverage on that all the time, but basically, he, yeah, it's been going on quite a while. And also, Allen says the Karen Reed case is huge right now. The judge and the police, everything's about to explosive. Yikes! Yeah, scared. Over the last 2 days, witnesses have taken the stand claiming that they had seen Saudivar fighting with the unknown individuals inside a car before supposedly being pushed out and getting onto the vehicle's hood. Takei's attorney argues that while witness accounts and video footage presents evidence of Mark Anthony Saudivar's death or deletion, prosecutors have failed to present significant evidence that confirms Tamar I was looking at chat for a second. Tamar McIntyre was the gunman, or if the robbery had even occurred. All right, Alan, I'm glad that you're there for me. Thank you. And I know I don't need to be scared. I'm glad that you have my back, Alan. Thank you. While legal proceedings continue to unfold, the case is expected to last another week before the jury rules on the rapper's involvement in the 2017 murder of Mark Anthony Saudivar. You haven't heard of Luigi Mangione? Oh my goodness. Oh. Luigi Mangione assassinated the CEO of United Healthcare. And he used a 3D printed gun, or I should say a 3D printed pew-pew. Like a firearm. And he deleted him, and he ran away from the law, and then he got caught, and it's a big trial, and it's been going on since last year, and he was having a manifesto about how the big corporations are taking advantage of taking advantage of people, like the health insurance companies are taking advantage of people, for profit. And even if there could have been truth to that, or the system could be changed, deleting the CEO, in my opinion, does not solve the problem, and it just opened a can of worms for a whole bunch of other problems. And I think if there would be change in the healthcare system, it would have to be done a different way. But as I said, it is up for people to what their opinion about him is. And there's a lot of fans of him and people who support his manifesto. But basically, he deleted the United Healthcare CEO. Oh yeah, that trial's gonna be very big also, yes. While legal proceedings continue to unfold, the case is expected to last another week before the jury rules out the rapper's involvement in the 2017 murder of Mark Anthony Saudivar. Since Tay K was under the age of 18 at the time of the shooting, he was not to be eligible for the deletion penalty if convicted, hence facing a maximum of life behind bars. Oh, nice. Chele. Not Chele, but Che Leah. One of the past few years, while serving time in prison, Tamar McIntyre has been charged with smuggling probation substance into the facility. All right, we have to get into Luigi Mangione. All right. And a lot of like ladies think he's cute or attractive, and he has good looks to him, but what he did wasn't too nice. All right, so this is Luigi Mangione. That's him. That's another picture of him too. All right, we'll read the information about him. Yeah, in my opinion, also about trials and right, But basically in Europe. Oh, another thing I want to mention is that people all over the earth, people all over the earth watch our trials from our trial chat, and there's no trials in France. Like, for instance, the French were telling us, my friend from France, Stephanie, she was telling me that over in France they do not have trials broadcasted, and they defend the criminals like they're given their privacy. And I think all trials should be publicized and everybody should know. So I'm glad for America that we have a country where we could show our trial and legal process. And I just think Europe doesn't always, it can learn from us. But regarding the original ideology of, you know, republic, freedom of press, and freedom of speech and stuff like that. So, not talking about political, like right or left. I'm just talking about the American idea. That is true, Autumn. That may be a possibility. I'm going to read a little bit about Luigi Mangione, like what he is exactly for Marie that has never heard of him. She never heard of him. Germany. They don't really give them. They're kind of like oppressive over there, in my opinion. They don't like give them any news. They don't even have trials in Europe. Yeah, it's stupid. All right, Luigi Mangione. He was born the same year that I am, but I'm a little bit older than him because I'm in February. He's in May. Is an American man who has been identified as a suspect in the deletion of Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. Thompson was shot to deletion in New York City on December 4, 2024, following a nationwide manhunt. Mangione was arrested in Ari Aaron Aride in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Arrangement in Altoona, Pennsylvania, 5 days after the shooting. Authorities say when Mangione was apprehended, he was carrying a 3D printed pistol and a 3D printed suppressor consistent with those used in the attack, short handwritten letter criticizing the American healthcare system, an American passport, and the multiple scared fraudulent IDs, including one with the same name used to check in the hostel the Upper West Side of Manhattan. Mangione has been indicted on 11 state charges and faces 4 federal charges. The charges against him include first degree murder, murder in the furtherance of terrorism, criminal possession of a weapon, and stalking. And United States Attorney General Pam Bondi has directed prosecutors to seek the deletion penalty in Mangione's federal case. Even though you and Mangione were born around the same time, you're much cuter than him. Thank you, Alan. Thank you. And I appreciate that. And also, Che says, anything exciting happening in Germany? Yeah, so, Marie, if anything new in Germany's going on, feel free to fill us in about it. And also, Marie says, they showed some pictures of trials over here too, but never full trials. Yeah, okay, Marie. Yeah, they don't, I just feel that they should show more than they do. But it's not your fault or anything. Not your fault. That's bad, you're missing out. Mangione has been described as the most debated and polarizing murder suspect in recent history. Since his arrest, he has been celebrated as a folk hero by supporters online. Opinion polls have found that American adult respondents are more likely than not to hold a negative view toward Mangione, with younger and left leaning respondents being more likely than others to support him. The support Mangione has generated has been connected to negative opinions of the healthcare insurance industry and claim denial and practices. Thompson claimed that has spurred growing calls for health insurance reform. Oh, hello, Billy. I was just thinking about you, dude. That's great to see you here. Well, that would be cool, Che, if you can tell them hello. That's awesome. Yeah, Marie, we'll keep you updated, okay? And what happened was the way they caught him, it was at a McDonald's. He loves McDonald's, and that's his thing. And they found him in a corner eating some French fries, and they said, "Hey, punk." It was hash browns, thank you. And he was eating some hash browns, and they were like, "Hey, you." And they and the nine and the person, the worker at McDonald's called the police or the FBI, and they arrested him. And one of the ladies from Law and Crime, not the chat people, but somebody at the news studio, went out to the McDonald's where he was actually caught. You know, that is where he was, found. So Marie, they found him at a McDonald's eating his hash browns because he just couldn't resist McDonald's, and they saw him at like a Starbucks before that, and they were just like a manhunt for their weeks. They didn't know who it was, where he could have been. Did he go down to Georgia? Where did he go? And they finally found him, and he was just out in plain sight with no disguise or anything. I know, Autumn, and I think that these days, like, there's not a lot of uh, men, those specific women. There's not like men for them to look up to that are reputable people. Like they'll see the action, like they'll see that Luigi has confidence and he was brave enough to do what he did, but there's an evil action behind it. So if there's more people in society that were brave and courageous like that, that women could look up to, that'd be good. But as I said, kind of like a in the confidence. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but a lot of people these days, and I feel the society in general has collapsed, and they'll do things like that. It's it's like they see the world fall apart around them, and they see somebody like that, like this is not like, so say like there's somebody that is not literally soy food because soy food's okay, but like the soy boy meme. There's like a lot of soy boys out there. I know, but it's the only word I could think of right now. But then there's like this guy that has like he's his muscles and he went to school and he did this crazy thing. It's like wow, they're like So I think that could be a possible reason, and also there could be a syndrome that they have where they're attracted to that. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. He's of Italian descent. His parental grandfather, Nicholas Mangione, was a successful Baltimore businessman with 10 children, 5 sons and 5 daughters, and 37 grandchildren. One of his grandchildren, Nino Mangione, a Maryland House of Delegates member, after Nicholas Mangione's deletion, his children took over his business. The extended Mangione family owns Hayfields Country Club, Turf Valley Resorts, Lurin Health Services, ironically, the WCBM, the radio station, the Mangione Family Foundation. Mangione has 2 older sisters. And then Mary says, Autumn B, I'm surprised serial deleters in jail are suddenly totally attractive to certain types of women. For instance, there is the individual. Yeah, yeah. Also, they believed in his ideology. There is Wade Wilson. He had thousands and thousands of women all over the world spamming the chat for him. Also Ted Bundy had people there, for him. So yeah, I understand. There's a lot of sickos out there. Yeah, understood, Adam. Understood. And thanks, Murray, for the information about the politics over there. Mangione attended Gilman School, an all boys private school secondary school in Baltimore, where he graduated a valedictorian in 2016. In 2020, Mangione graduated cum laude from, huh? Cum laude from the University of Pennsylvania. He received the Bachelor of Science in Technology and Engineering in Computer Engineering and Master of Science Engineering in Computer and Information Science. His undergraduate studies included a minor mathematics, and his graduate curriculum concentrated on artificial intelligence. While an undergraduate student, he was a UI program intern with the Fur Axis Games between May 2016 and August 2017, where he worked on the video game Civilian 4. No, might be 6. I should know the Roman numerals anyway. Yeah, Che, I think that it's a sickening thing for adults to do that. I agree. All right, thanks, Che. Brian Thompson, CEO of American health insurance company United Healthcare, was shot and deleted in Midtown Manhattan on December 4, 2024. The shooting occurred early in the morning outside the entrance of the New York Hilton Midtown. hotel and was captured on video. Thompson was shot in the leg and back. Thompson was in the city to attend an annual investors meeting. United Healthcare's parent company, United Health Group, the suspect initial described a white man wearing a mask, and fled the scene. The gunman was masked and had come to New York via bus from Atlanta. The words delay, deny, and depose were written on the spent cases and ejected cartridge. The three words similar to delay, deny, defend, a well-known phrase in the insurance industry alluding to the insurance company's efforts to avoid paying claims to the suspect, was seen at the bus terminal deleting after the deletion. Yeah, Alan's talking about the Hollywood stuff. Yeah, it's creepy. Autumn says Luigi is really smart. I wish I could be an engineer, make a video games, and he threw it all away. Maybe depends on the jury. Yeah, have to wait and see how that goes. Mental health is real. The program is affected of people. It's insane. Murray, oh gosh, in Hollywood, there is and Alan could explain in the chat, they have been accused of and they have been allegedly doing things to children and stuff, some of the actors and producers and things like that. There's actually been convictions, and like, there's a show called Drake and Josh, and Drake had a problem with somebody. Yeah. And it was a real creepy person who was had in a video touching young Leonardo DiCaprio in his arm. Yeah. And so many of these people, and there's also Epstein, and he had an island, and where young people were trafficked there by famous people, the Hollywood people. And it's like Marie, it's like an elite. It's like a fascist type elite in Hollywood. So that is also a situation that is going on there. And all right, Alan, right on. But I wanted to explain to her what the Hollywood stuff was about. Horrorwood. Yes. And also Diddy, what he did. There's many people, and also Weinstein did stuff too, and they're locked up. Yeah. And Epstein deleted himself. And there's also, Murray, in America. Well, okay. We do not believe Epstein deleted himself. No one does. But he allegedly deleted himself. But, and also these other things, Marie, that are going on is that there are something called the Epstein client list. And they released information about JFK's assassination, but they need to completely go and release it, but they do not release the Epstein files. And people are wondering why, because they're trying to hide something. So there's a lot of, messed up stuff with that. Arrest on December 9, 2024. Yeah, the Epstein and Diddy list. Facts. On December 9, 2024, local and police arrested Mangione at McDonald's restaurant in Alta. I can't. How's? How? Altoona, Pennsylvania. The police responded to a call from an employee made after a customer noticed similarities between Mangione's appearance and the images of Thompson's alleged deleter, released by New York City Police Department, NYPD. Alto, you said? How's it pronounced? Altoona. is about 280 miles west of New York City. The police reported that Mangione was visibly shaken when they arrested him. He had recently visited New York City. Upon searching, Mangione police said they found a 3D printed pew pew and a 3D printed suppressor that were similar to the weapons used in the shooting. Police stated that they also found a fake driver's license from New Jersey bearing the name Mark Rusario, a man who checked into the Manhattan hostel in late November used the same license. Shell casings found in the crime scene reportedly matched the pew pew from Mangione. The police also said when they arrested Mangione, they found 226 handwritten documents partially around the American healthcare system. Multiple media outlets characterized the documentation as a manifesto. Mangione had no prior criminal record. Yep, I get a big hostile when I hear about kids getting, something and trade it and treat it like cattle. Facts. Hollywood, you think Corey Haim was a joke, and he was, something by elites. All right, Autumn. Good night. See you on Monday. Shout out to Alan. Very good points, and also Marie as well. Very good points. I'm glad that we're taking Marie to school and teaching her what's going on in the world. Amen. Amen. Amen, Che. And Alan, it's all good. You did what you had to do. All right. Marie, he don't take it personally what he says. He's no, he's just Marie doesn't know anything about what's going on in the world in America, and it's just kind of like he gets excited when somebody doesn't like know these basic things, kind of like a teasing way, but it's not anything to be taking like completely seriously. And we're just kind of like telling her it's not like he's not really like he's not mad at her, just at the situation. He's not being hostile. All right. Upon searching, Mangione's police said they found a 3D printed. I read that already. Yeah, Marie fits right in. Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, Marie, you fit right in. Yeah, Alan's cool. He's being cool. He's just real passionate about. He's not even mad at you or anything. He's mad at the way you're probably it is in Europe where they don't give you all this information, and also the media not giving people the right information. It's just it makes us angry. I'm like I'm as triggered as Alan is, but I can't do it right now. I have to do the stream, so he has my back and he's doing what needs to be done. And you are here to learn, like we all are. Yeah, it's you fit in here, Marie. You're fine, and he's okay too. We're all fine. All right. This is the state and federal charges. On December 9, 2024, Mangione was charged with Blair County, Pennsylvania, with carrying a pew pew without a license, forgery falsely identifying himself on the authorities, and possessing instruments of crime. He was arraigned at approximately 6:06 p.m. in Blair County Courthouse on firearms charges, was questioned by members of the NYPD. Oh, I'm glad that you're enjoying yourself, Che, at your first stream, and it's past your bedtime. Well, I'm glad that you are enjoying this stream. Yeah. At Blair County Courthouse on firearms charges, was questioned by members of the NYPD and was denied bail, and he was led into the courthouse. Mangione shouted to gathered cameras and the news coverage the event was completely out of touch. Scared. And an insult to the intelligence of the American people and their lived experiences. Yeah, Marie, you're not naive. It's not true, and no one called you naive. It's not even your fault. It's the government that's there, or like a fascistic type government that doesn't give people the right information.
I think it's a compliment if someone called me naive. I think it means like you're kind of innocent.
Yeah, but it's like yeah, naive is like a compliment, like
To
innocence.
me, it is. Yeah.
But it's like it's like hey, it's like we're gonna get rid of fascism in Europe, but it didn't ever go away. It's like what? Come on, what are we doing here? And Shay says, if you say I'm not, I won't disagree. I was born in the early 60s. Well, shout out to you. Because it's like, so, because this is what her full statement was. This is my first night and I'm enjoying myself, even though it's past my bedtime and for an old lady. And she was born in the early 60s. Shout out to you. That's where, like, Pam, I don't know if you knew Pam, she was very cool at Law and Crime. She was born around that time. Later that day, Mangione was charged with Manhattan with second-degree murder, 3 counts of illegal weapons possession and forgery, and was temporarily transferred to State Correctional Institute at Huntingdon, and was securely State Correction Facility in Huntingdon County, Pennsylvania. You're welcome, Jay. On December 17, 2024, Manhattan District Attorney's Office indicted Mangione on 11 New York State charges. I remember when that was happening live. Oh, and Marie, I want to give you this channel that you could watch trials and you can get all the updates that we're getting. Also, we'll give you updates, but you can also follow this as well. All right. All right. We're going to go and put law and right here. And we're going to press this channel right here. And this is a trial channel that we're watching, Marie, and where we watch a lot of these trials at. This is one of the channels for the trial thing right here. And right here we have this right there. And also this other one right here. Network. This is the other channel that would be something else you should see. And basically you have this right here, and that is the second one. You have that's the second one right there. And basically you have that. And all right, and basically you have that going on there. And we are about to be closing it and ending the stream. But before I go, I'm going to briefly make a statement about Monica Cementelli. And scared. Yeah, that'll be a good start from her. And Marie, you'll be informed about all the news information that you need. And that should help you out with that. All right, so Monica Cementelli, she was on trial for helping Baker, getting Baker and this other dude that's on a spectrum, Austin. Yeah, Toothpaste Monica. Yeah, Toothpaste Monica. And basically she was there's the state is doing their closing arguments, and they've taken 2 days so far, and they keep on doing it over and over and over and over. They're talking about all the different things, and we do not know how long the state is going to go. And it lasts like all day long. She'll be deliberating over and over and over. So that is, and we'll see if she's going to be found guilty or not. We think guilty. It could be unpredictable. And also, and that is like a brief explanation about the Beaver Monica and so many names. Yeah. Yeah, she's also Timu Monica. Yeah, many nicknames. Yeah. Because of what she did. Yeah. And also, Alan says, "Hey Marie, I apologize for going off. I am giving you the benefit of the doubt. I hope you can be from friends." All right, that's nice of you to say. Yeah, so I think she's guilty, and we'll certainly see what the jury says about that. And the deliberation 2 days, and on Monday it's going to continue on. All right, and also okay, and now what happens next is that we have. All right, Marie. I'm glad that you opened a new tab for. I'm glad that you opened new tabs to put the links in. Thank you. I'm glad that you subscribe to those channels. You'll know what's going on in America and what's going on over here. Thank goodness. All right. Alan says, "See how I make your stream more fun? I cause shiot to happen." Yes, you do, Alan, and I'm glad that you're here. We have to have you to stir the pot to make it to spice things up. Yeah, I enjoy that. Yeah. All right. So Marie, and everybody. So all right, that is so basically Monica Cementelli. They're deliberating for 2 days straight, and she's going to deliberate on Monday, and a lot of people are tired of it, and a lot of people think she's going overboard with it. But we're going to have to wait and see how that goes. But we'll see how the jury thinks about if she's guilty or not, and I'll certainly do streams about that. All right. I want to thank everybody for coming, and those that liked the video, and those that shared it, and subscribe to the channel. And view this. I really, and all those that are lurking, I appreciate it. Oh, I know you can, Alan, and I'll let you know. We may need you to put it in overdrive at some point. Yeah. All right. I don't know. And also, I want to thank all of you for being here. And I will be. I'm about to be ending it. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. There may be more lives coming up. There'll be more lives next week. We went live a lot this week, but we will be doing a lot of lives. More lives will be coming up, and had the bell on. And Shaylay and UH, I'm glad that it was y'all's first stream here. And Shay, you are great to have here. I'm glad that you enjoyed the audience and you enjoyed the stream. And Marie and everybody, thank you all for being here. And see if we get this right. And peace.